objection, Your Honor.
It's submitted.
All right, for the record, I am going to publish a portion of that video.
Tell me what
I'm going down the road. I had a tire go flat. I pulled over, and this car went by me. And I didn't pay a lot of attention. Truck, but then it turned around, came back. A real nice guy, acted like, and I turned my head, and I mean, boom.
Okay. You know what kind of gun it was?
I don't know what kind of gun it was, but it sounded like a shotgun, even though it was so loud. It didn't sound like a 22. I know that's what they think it is, but it didn't sound like a 22.
It looks like a small caliber hole. Yeah.
Small caliber?
Yeah, small caliber.
But it was extremely loud.
What's your name?
Alex Murdaugh.
Okay. What's your date of birth?
5/27/68.
Over here, buddy.
I'm good. You're good. What's a good telephone number, Mr. Murdaugh?
942-1227.
27. What's your address?
PO Box 457.
Box 457, Hampton.
321 South, McKay Temple, 321 South, McKay Temple. Uniform Nancy Popper, 136, repeat, Uniform Nancy Popper.
So, what is, you said it's a blue color pickup. It's a Ford, a GMC, or what?
It wasn't a Ford, I know that.
It wasn't a Ford? Like a Ram type, or?
You know, I think it was a GMC or a Chevrolet, but
GMC?
I'm not totally positive.
I got problems over now.
So you got a flat tire in Mercedes Benz, went inside the road, tried to change the tire. The blue color pickup came inside you, thought everything was okay, and then it pulled out you think of a shotgun and just shot. How many times it fired? You think?
I think just one time.
What times?
I lost my vision right when it first happened, and I think I was.
Good for leave on the phone to the hospital. What's that? You gonna find out?
Oh, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, we can't handle that.
Okay.
Not no traumas are hit like that.
When the flight crew
We'll find out.
we'll find out where everybody's. All right. Let me get some pictures of them for something. 1 second.
All right, for the record, I played that clip from about 14:07 to 14:10 by the timestamp. Was that the defendant in the ambulance at the scene on Salkatchee Road?
Yes, it was.
And did he again tell the story that he had been shot by an unknown assailant?
Yes, the story was consistent.
All right. And did he say at any time during that anyone shot him?
No.
And what did he say the weapon sounded like that shot him?
He said it sounded like a shotgun.
On September 4th, you said you responded to a hospital?
Yes, in Savannah, Georgia.
All right. And who did you see when you were there?
I met with Alex Murdaugh and I met with Randy Murdaugh.
All right. And did you have a conversation with the defendant?
Yes, I did.
All right. And can you just very generally relate what the defendant said? Did he tell you a very similar story that we've heard from the 911 call in the ambulance video?
Yes, when we arrived in the hospital, Mr. Murdaugh was receiving treatment. He was awake and willing to talk to us. At that point, he was the only witness to this incident. We asked him what happened, and he told us a story that was consistent with the 911 call and with what was told to the deputy.
All right. And did he state that a driver had stopped, passed by, turned around, and came back to the location?
Yes, he said the similar story, that he was driving along Old Salkatchee, that he hit something significant with his tire, causing it to go flat. So when he pulled over to the side of the road to inspect the tire, it was flat. As he was doing that, he said a dark in color Chevy pickup truck drove by, passed him, turned around, and came back to his location. He said he made contact with the driver, and as Mr. Murdaugh turned around to walk back to his vehicle. He said the driver then shot him.
Did he say that the driver of the truck seemed very nice?
He described the driver as a very nice, nice-looking male between 30 and 45 years of age.
Did he tell you what he thought the weapon was that shot him with?
Yes. While he initially said it was a shotgun in the ambulance, when we met with him at the hospital, he identified the weapon as possibly a .22 caliber.
Did he say whether or not he ever lost consciousness?
He said that he lost his vision, dropped down to his knees, but he did not believe he'd lost consciousness.
Did he describe the vehicle of the person that supposedly did this?
Yes, he again described a newer model, dark in color blue Chevy pickup with, I believe, some type of sport tires.
And did he describe the driver at all of this that supposedly was the person who shot him?
Yes, his description of the driver was consistent, a white male between 30 and 40 years of age. He described him as nice-looking, a nice person. He described him as having close-cropped hair with a close-cropped facial hair.
And did he say whether or not he would recognize this unknown person if he saw him again?
Yes, Mr. Murdaugh told us that if he were to see the person again, he would be able to identify him.
At any point, did he identify specifically any individual, or did he claim that this was an unknown person?
He never gave a specific individual's name. He just said it was someone he did not know.
I'm going to return back to the scene, and I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 544. All right, I'm going to show you what's. Thank you. I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 544, and see if you recognize this particular image.
I do. This was recovered from inside the black Mercedes SUV driven by Mr. Murdaugh. It is his assistant solicitor's badge.
Could I have the helmet real quick, please? All right, is that what's on the screen right now for the jury to see?
Yes, it is.
All right, turning back to now, let's move into September 5th. Did agents with law enforcement continue to sort of search that scene where the Mercedes had been located?
Yes. So on September 5th, we agents returned to the scene. We were looking for any evidence of involved in the accident. We were looking for the significant piece of debris, and as we were searching the roadway around where the Mercedes had pulled off, we searched across the street in the grass area, and we recovered a gray in color utility knife.
Did law enforcement, did you notice any sort of debris or anything like had been described by the defendant as supposedly causing the damage to the tire?
No, we searched the area extensively, and we never were able to locate this significant piece of debris that Mr. Murdaugh described as causing his tire to go flat.
I'll show you what's been marked as States 546, and do you recognize that image?
Yes, I do.
And tell the jury what that is, please.
That is the folding knife that was recovered across the road from where Mr. Murdaugh's vehicle was parked.
Your Honor, this time, I believe without additional objections, the state would move into States 546.
No additional objections, Your Honor.
It's admitted.
All right, and is that the knife as it was found laying in the grass?
Yes.
And again, where was that location in relationship to where the Mercedes was?
The Mercedes was pulled off to the side of the road. This was directly across the road in the grass on the other side.
Was DNA testing ultimately conducted on this particular knife?
Yes.
And were two individuals in that DNA testing that came back in the propositions as a result?
Yes, DNA profiles of both Alex Murdaugh and Eddie Smith were identified on the knife.
In the course of the investigation, did you uncover any evidence that not long before this event occurred at 1:34 or so